Long time no see, Sonic. My loathsome copy.
Hey guys, Mark here from Ace Card Gaming, and welcome back to Byte Sized Metal Madness, the mini-series where we honour everyone's favourite neighbourhood murder AI, Metal Sonic. In this series, we take a look at bite-sized sections of the Sonic universe where Metal Sonic and his many variants have appeared, and there have been a great many. In the previous episode, we analysed Metal's very first appearance in his debut title, Sonic CD, and discussed, amongst many other things, how his true potential may have been slightly wasted in that game. And while each episode of the series is perfectly watchable in isolation, they will all come together to form a more complete picture. So if you haven't checked out episode CD yet, you should whenever you get the chance. But in this episode, we're going to discuss Metal's next chronological game appearance in part 2 of Sonic 4. And yeah, I know, Sonic 4 is a dirty word to a lot of people, and the game itself left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But for this video, we're going to try and steer clear of the highly charged topic of the game itself, and focus more on the story, and how well, or poorly, Metal was utilised in it, as well as his progression as a character. But just before we get started, if you're new to the channel, or if you just haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing. I do deep dive analysis videos on Sonic games, and from time to time other games too. I sometimes cover Sonic and gaming news, creating discussion pieces on interesting announcements and leaks that catch my eye. I also create deep dive analysis videos on Sonic characters and the series lore, like in this video. So if any of this sounds interesting to you and you'd like to show your support, hit that subscribe button. Your subs really help the channel, and each and every one of them is hugely appreciated by me. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? When we seen Metal Sonic last, he had just been accidentally destroyed by Robotnik after his humiliating defeat at the hands of Sonic at Little Planet Stardust Speedway. Or at least we thought he was destroyed. But it's revealed in fact that Metal was only severely damaged after his defeat, and once Sonic had defeated Robotnik and Little Planet had disappeared again at the end of CD, Metal has been trapped there ever since, unable to move and in desperate need of repairs. But known for his patience.
What are you doing? You're too slow! There's no time for games! Ha-ha!
And with his original specifications for Metal Sonic wiped out along with his fortress on Little Planet, Eggman eagerly waits for the planetoid to appear once more, sending a drone to reactivate a badly damaged Metal Sonic and supplying it with just enough energy to make it back to Earth. Eggman proceeds to repair Metal Sonic at Mad Gear Zone before sending him on a mission to Lost Labyrinth. While there, Metal Sonic retrieves a mysterious power source and absorbs it to upgrade his abilities, providing Eggman with the ultimate bodyguard to ensure that he can carry out his master plan, the Death Egg Mark II, without fear of interference from Sonic. After all, Sonic barely managed defeating Metal the last time, and with Metal now vastly upgraded, Sonic shouldn't have a chance. This story is actually pretty cool in my view, and is a great continuation of Eggman's relentless determination to finally successfully deploy his Death Egg and using it to rule the world. Not to mention a surprisingly well thought out way of bringing Metal back into the story, and explaining why he is even more of a threat this time. Had Sonic 4 followed Sonic 3 and Knuckles back in the day, this story would have blown my friggin' mind as a kid. The classics really built up the Death Egg as a major threat, spreading its story arc across 2 whole games before finally destroying it. And since I didn't own a Sega CD back then, this would have been some great exposure for me to Metal Sonic in the games. I relied heavily on Fleetway's Sonic the Comic for my Metal fix. But I think it's a pity this story was used up in this game, and that's not because I don't like Sonic 4. I just feel that since this story came out in 2012, it would have served much better to use it in a 3D game, maximizing the exposure of both the Death Egg, and more importantly, Metal. As Eggman is busy reviving Metal and plotting world domination, Sonic and Tails are also looking forward to the reappearance of Little Planet. And since Tails missed it the last time, they make their way to Sylvania Castle to get the best possible view of this amazing phenomenon. But it's not long before they realise something's not right, as the place is infested with Eggman robots, and where there are Eggman robots, Eggman is never far away. As they search the castle, they catch their first glimpse of Little Planet as night falls, and look on in shock as the whole planet is being encased in a giant metal enclosure. The two finally track down Eggman, but once defeated, he flees before Sonic can get any answers from him. As they give chase, Sonic finally discovers that Metal is back, as he launches an ambush on our 2 heroes in White Park. Metal has hijacked Tails' rocket, and is now joyriding it on the roller coaster while flipping Sonic the Bird. Metal's sole purpose and prime directive is to surpass and defeat Sonic, something his AI takes very seriously, and is taken to mean kill him and replace him as the one true Sonic. and after losing to his inferior counterpart at Stardust Speedway, Metal is extremely eager to prove himself, and show off his newfound power against his arch-nemesis. As Sonic takes on Metal once again, in an encounter that seems all too familiar to their first, it quickly becomes obvious that Metal isn't playing around, and is in possession of some serious firepower, as he launches pillars of lightning, and destroys sections of the track with a single homing spin. But with the help of his two-tailed partner, Sonic just about manages to defeat Metal once again, causing him to retreat. I actually thought this fight was a cool throwback to their encounter in CD, while also providing a decent evolution of the formula, and was a good way of demonstrating Metal's increased power and new abilities, with a few of those patented Dim's death pits out of nowhere thrown in for good measure. Sonic and Tails press on, still trying to pin down Eggman as they search his refinery and oil desert zone. The two defeat the Doctor again, but this time Eggman takes to the air in an attempt to reach his Sky Fortress, an upgraded model of his winged fortress from Sonic 2. Sonic and Tails give chase in the tornado, but once again Metal shows up, putting himself between our heroes and the good Doctor, providing him with the time he needed to escape. Metal is now piloting his own ship as he attempts to shoot the tornado out of the sky, and this just goes to show the versatility of Metal, as while we did see Mecha Sonic pilot the Eggmobile in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, with Eggman creating these alternate variants due to losing his schematics for Metal on Little Planet, but this is the first time chronologically that we've seen Metal pilot other machinery, adding yet another method to the long list of ways he can kill Sonic. And while Sonic and Tails manage to destroy his ship, forcing him once again to retreat, this relentless thorn in the side approach in the game's use of Metal is, in my view, exactly how he should have been utilised in Sonic CD. He only appeared a grand total of 2 times in his debut title, but at least he's making up for it now. Sonic and Tails board and destroy Eggman's Sky Fortress, and as the ship is going down, corner Eggman as he attempts to flee in an escape pod. But once again Metal intervenes, stopping them from reaching Eggman and ensuring his escape. Sonic and Tails use the last remaining pod to pursue Eggman and Metal, finally discovering what they've been up to this whole time, as the pod takes them to the Death Egg Mark II. With his plans to use the Master Emerald foiled the last time, Eggman has instead opted to trap Little Planet within the Death Egg shell, with the planetoid itself now serving as the new power source for his upgraded floating death station. Sonic and Tails chase down Eggman aboard the Death Egg, but once again have to deal with Metal, as it teams up with Eggman to destroy them. The pair take out Metal once more, but instead of sticking around to fight or salvage Metal, Eggman takes his chance to escape, leaving Metal behind. And they say loyalty shouldn't go unrewarded. With Eggman gone, Metal Sonic still isn't finished. Now abandoned by his master, his logic now recalibrates to his prime directive: surpass and destroy Sonic. He challenges Sonic to yet another race, this time through the winding gravity halls of the Death Egg. And this really shows that those deep-seated feelings and insecurities we discussed in Sonic CD are still alive and well in Metal's AI. He was humiliated at the hands of his fleshy inferior on Little Planet, and is now determined to finally prove himself as the superior Sonic. But unfortunately for Metal, in a situation eerily similar to Sonic CD, Sonic just about manages to edge out a win, with the final electrified security door taking out Metal. Sonic and Tails move on to defeat Eggman at the heart of the Death Egg, and as the space station starts to fall down around them, the pair quickly find an escape pod and launch to safety. And as far as we know, Metal was destroyed along with the Death Egg. You can really tell based on that ending that the devs were so sure Episode 3 would go ahead. Regardless of whether or not you collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds, the ending doesn't change in any tangible way. So we are all left to permanently wonder just what happened to Little Planet. Did it explode along with the Death Egg? Or did it manage to disappear in time to escape the blast? And what was the fate of Metal Sonic? He played such a large part in this game that I would have bet on a more permanent on-screen outcome for him. That is, if they didn't in fact intend to bring him back in Episode 3. I always like to think that the plan was to have him survive his encounter with Sonic, waking up aboard the disabled Death Egg with Little Planet still trapped inside, and that they intended to go all in on a Metal Sonic takeover of Little Planet, just like they did in Fleetway's Sonic the Comic. That story was amazing, and feeds really well into the idea that Metal will turn on Eggman after being used up and thrown away once again. Metal served as Eggman's bodyguard extremely well in this game, yet Eggman didn't hesitate to leave and abandon him at the drop of a hat. So the idea that the Death Egg Mark II disappears along with Little Planet, only to return the following year looking like this, would just be so friggin' cool. But as it stands for Metal's depiction in this game in isolation, I actually think this was one of his strongest appearances to date. He was shown as important enough for Eggman to concoct the entire scheme of retrieving him from Little Planet, and provided a narrative where he was upgraded in order to justify why he is now more of a threat to Sonic, and how Sonic needed the help of Tails to beat him this time. Metal Sonic makes his presence felt a lot more too, appearing constantly throughout the game as a serious thorn in the side of Sonic as he tries to stop Eggman, rectifying the huge mistake in Sonic's CD that was the total underutilization of his character. Metal's character also remains consistent, and his rivalry with Sonic burns more intensely than ever. He was humiliated at the hands of his inferior at Stardust Speedway, and is now relentless in his pursuit of Sonic to prove that in fact he is the one true Sonic. Those feelings of fear and jealousy that he held in CD were amplified after his loss to Sonic, and as well as his goal of protecting Eggman, a task he carried out extremely well, settling his score with Sonic is still of the utmost importance. But that loyalty to Eggman was not a mutual thing, and Eggman is very quick to abandon Metal when the situation calls for it, which was actually a cool way of laying the groundwork for Metal's eventual betrayal of Eggman, whether that be in Heroes or in fact was intended for the third episode of Sonic 4. Either way, it works really well. But I think I've probably rambled on enough. Future videos in the series will cover Metal's portrayal in other games, as well as some of his variants and appearances in extended media, so keep an eye out for that. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think. What did you think of Metal's depiction in Sonic 4? Which is your favourite depiction or variant of Metal? And what ones would you like to see covered in the miniseries? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if you enjoyed the video and found the content interesting, please consider subscribing, and throw a like on the video if you enjoyed it. As I mentioned before, your subs really help the channel, and each and every one of them is hugely appreciated by me. But for now, a big thank you for watching, and as always guys, take care.